Welcome to another episode of What Do You Need to Know to Live in Costa Rica? Today, we're answering your questions. That's right, we're answering your questions today. I'm Aaron Bailey, joined as always by my good friend and business partner, Patrick Jager. Hello, Patrick.
Hola, Senor Bailey.
Senor, that's my father. He's Mr. Bailey.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. I love these videos. We have a nice little series going. We answer all of your questions that you send in via hola@yourpuravida.com, through a YouTube comments, and from our members and clients who are asking these questions on Zoom calls with us. So we've got a really good list of questions.
Wait, before you do that, as always,
Yes.
Thumbs up, like, subscribe. You know the drill. The more you engage, the better off not only we are as a community, but it helps other people find us and hopefully follow. Our community really is geared towards helping you. So we'd love to have you be part. Okay. June questions.
All right. June questions. Here we go. I'll ask the first one.
Okay.
Can you take advantage of healthcare in Costa Rica if you live in Panama?
Yes. I mean, you can't take caja. You can't be part of the public service, but there's private healthcare that just like, there's tons of medical tourism in this country, a lot of dental work and things that people come down for. So yes, if you are living in Panama and you want to come into Costa Rica to get some healthcare taken care of, you can do that. I would say that you have to really think about how you schedule it. You're not just going to come across the border and do that.
Right.
But
right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Whoa.
I'll ask. That was pretty loud.
I got really loud all of a sudden.
That was a motorcycle that just drove by.
It happens.
It's not all Pura Vida here. All right. Next question. When might you do a Cartago video? It seems overlooked. Is that just because it's a boring suburb? It appears to have a pleasant climate. Why isn't it more popular?
Oh, you can answer that one.
We have a ton of places that we haven't done a video on yet. So please don't think that we are overlooking anywhere. We have a long list of places that we will indeed get to, but y'all, we're busy. we can't do 500 videos a week. We can do one a week. Great.
Yeah, that's true. But I think the other thing to know is that we really like to spend time somewhere before we do a video. We think it's really important.
It's true.
That we aren't just talking superficially. So while we've both been to Cartago, we've eaten there, we've gone through, you've done the posada, you've done we don't feel we know it well enough yet. And we have several clients right now that are very interested in Cartago. So we're going to be spending a lot more time there. So yes, this video will be coming, we promise. All right. Speaking of something we need to do, next question. You guys should add something about cost of living. Not only Costa Rica on average, it's a lot more expensive than Panama, but also some areas of Costa Rica, like Guanacaste, are up to 3 times more expensive than the rest of Costa Rica. Hold on, I have to breathe. We were talking California and New York level prices. 90% of potential expats flat out will not be able to afford it. Don't know if I totally agree with that.
I think... Yeah, I don't agree. Yes, there are places in Costa Rica that are far more expensive than Panama. There are places probably cheaper. There's just you can't compare. You really need to figure out where feels right for you, and then you can find a place that you can afford. But there's a wide range of price points in this country.
It's interesting. People like in the States, people talk about like price gouging, right? Like you see three gas stations and they all have different prices. Well, some things here in this country are uniform price, no matter where you are, like gas. So it's not like you're going to go to Guanacaste and have gas 3 times more expensive. Some things are more expensive. Part of that is due to supply and part of that is due to demand. If your idea of Guanacaste is Tamarindo or the Papagayo Peninsula, sure, it's going to be more expensive because those places are focused on wealthier tourists. But there's plenty of parts of Guanacaste that are not as expensive, that you still have proximity to beach. So I don't know. I will say that a lot of people have the misnomer that because we're in Central America, of course it's going to be cheaper, and then they're shocked. No, it's not. Like, we have some things that are less expensive in this country. We have a lot of things that are not. Overall, this country is just a smidge cheaper across the board than maybe more expensive parts of the United States. But I agree with that part of the note. This is not a country that is like dirt cheap third world. You're going to be able to get a lobster dinner for $1.95. That's not this country.
Right.
But it's not like this country is obscenely expensive either. We want your Pura Vida clients to really know what is the right place for them, or maybe Costa Rica isn't the right place for them.
Right. Absolutely. All right.
Next question. I'm going to give you this question. Can you guys talk more about life of retirement for people, and especially couples in their 60s? I mean, you're right there. Wanting to have accessible resources, infrastructure, and amenities, and related to the various political, social, and economic difficulties faced in Costa Rica. Let's just deal with the first half of that.
First of all, for the record, someone on this call is closer to retirement age than me. By what? 8 years? 9 years? 10 years?
You're going the wrong direction.
Yeah,
it's
anyway.
More like 6.
All right. So let's talk about retirement. I mean, that's a massive question. We should do a video entirely about retirement. But wanting to have accessible resources, infrastructure, and amenities. I mean, we've talked about this all the time, that Costa Rica, is a great place to retire if you factor in a different way of living here. It's not the United States. Some of the infrastructure is perfectly fine and really lovely. Healthcare is one of them. Some of the things like roads and driving is not the same. So it really depends. That's a really hard question to answer based on being so.
Here's my answer on that. I think it depends on how healthy you are too, and your point of what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Like, if you want to come down, and we're doing a lot of research on this topic right now. If you are a super healthy 70-year-old and you can live independently, and you want to live by the beach where there isn't as much access to strong, healthcare, meaning like especially private pay healthcare, great. As you age, though, and other things become factors, your health, what have you, finances, how fixed income you are you working with the Caja for your healthcare, are you private pay, all those different things, there is a good chance you might have to rethink things. If you are wanting, like, infrastructure is not the same. If you need an ambulance to get you from where you live to a hospital, it takes a lot longer. That's true in a lot of places. I mean, I always wonder how people get to the hospital in New York City at rush hour. So it's kind of, it's not just Costa Rica, but overall, it's a great place to live. There's a reason a lot of retirees are here. If you need more, it becomes a little bit more of a challenge unless you've created a kind of a safety net around you of people, of places, of doctors, but it is all doable. I think we'll hold off on the second one because I feel like that is a whole different topic. I need you to answer this next one because you've actually done more work on this than I have too. I heard there's a new law that was approved this year which will allow foreigners to bring up to 2 cars without import tax. Is that correct?
That is not correct. False. You can't just randomly bring in 2 cars without import tax into Costa Rica. So any temporary or permanent visa, there's a one-time exception for bringing in a shipping container and 2 cars into this country without paying an import tax.
I didn't know that for all of them.
Not on a digital nomad visa. No digital nomad visa, just the regular visas. So, but that takes time. So you're not going to randomly move to Costa Rica and along with it in the next couple weeks later, bring down a shipping container. It's just not not
Well,
going
and
to be
more
the
importantly,
case.
you don't necessarily need that. Like, why do you? We just had a call yesterday with a new client that we were trying to assess whether or not they should bring their cars down. Why do you need those cars down? Is the you have to do some cost benefit analysis here. If you
Right.
don't know if you're going to last, don't do all of this because it's like you said, it's a one-time shot. Getting it back the other way, equally as hard. So, what do you need to bring? Why do you need to bring it? Does it need to be right away, or are you smarter to try to rent a car for a while through someone or buy something here? Um, I never even thought about bringing my car down. We only need one car in Costa Rica. I don't need to ship my car down for that. And
Yeah.
one day we'll maybe do a shipping container. We're totally fine in Costa Rica without having every piece of household item that we have in the States.
You bring it down via plane every single time you
Yeah, but it's
come.
not a shipping
There's
container.
nothing left. There's nothing left in this country and back home that
I'm
you need.
in Denver right now. What are you talking about? I could show you my whole. I love this chair. I want this chair. One day.
All
All right,
right.
fine.
All right. Fine. Okay. All right. Next question is a little touchy and controversial, but let's talk about it. The fact that that Costa Rica does not have a standing army does not negate the need to protect oneself. Burglaries, robberies happen, rape happens, murder happens. Good goodness. What would you do if a few people broke into your home? They'd probably have guns. Would you really just sit there and let them have their way with
Okay,
you?
first of all, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure where this comment is coming from. Like, we have never once said that we are advocates of a lawless society. We have said that we
Yeah.
both find it very appealing that we don't have a standing army here. There are police forces. My town has a very healthy police force. So it's not like, yeah, I think it's a fallacy. First of all, I think to say, there are rapes, there are murders.
Absolutely.
Sure. Everywhere in the world. You can
Yep.
live in Des Moines, Iowa, or you could live in Dubrovnik, Croatia, and you could have this exact same conversation. So
Yeah.
yes, those things happen, and it's very tragic and unfortunate. I do not feel unsafe here. There are places in this country I would not live because I would not feel comfortable. Some of that is language barriers, some of that is economic difference, but that same thing would be true, in Denver. I wouldn't feel comfortable flaunting as a white man my lifestyle in some neighborhoods in this town either. But I want to reassure people that are watching this that yes, there is crime. Yes, there is theft. Yes, there are pickpockets. Yes, I mean, like, that's true anywhere you go. This is a very safe country for people that are smart, meaning that they don't put themselves in harm's way. If you go and you hang out on Tamarindo Beach or Jaco Beach at 2 a.m, you're asking for trouble.
Sure.
So I don't know if I'm answering it or now if I'm just on my tangent, but I do not worry. I do not share this comment.
No, and I think it's important to note that a good majority of the world has different gun laws than the United States.
Exactly.
Now someone's honking
nice.
outside. Yeah, exactly. Someone, they have different gun laws than the United States, and everyone gets by just fine. We're not here to make a political statement on guns, but we are here to say that Costa Rica is very safe, and I feel safe, Patrick feels safe, and you should consider, don't cross Costa Rica off your list because you think it's not going to be safe because there is no military or you're not allowed to have a gun.
Yeah, I feel safer. That's my political statement. This one's for you
Absolutely.
because it was actually a clarification for something someone asked, follow up to a video. Where in San Jose are you doing that $150 all-day health medical checkup with scans and all of that?
Blue Medical, they're a kind of a multi-office doctor's office throughout the Central Valley, and I believe they might have even an office in Guanacaste. I can't remember, but yeah, it's You go in. It's not maybe not quite $150. It's around there, and it's kind of an all-day thing, and you get a whole bevy of tests, and seems to be
Awesome.
great.
All right, what do you got? You're next.
Okay, does Costa Rica tax income from your home country? I get military disability that my budget would rely on. It won't work out if the Costa Rican government takes a cut before I spend it.
It does not.
Well, it does not. However, if you are using that pension to qualify for temporary or permanent residency in Costa Rica, then yes, you will pay your caja and your Social Security on top of that amount, that pension
But I think it's
amount.
important to say that's a caja payment, not a tax. They're not taxing. They're not
correct. That is
they're
not
not
a tax.
taxing your income. They are taking money out to cover the cost of your participation in the healthcare system.
Exactly.
It might be
Yes.
a fine line for some, but I don't want people to think like, oh, I'm going to get paid, for what I make in the States. I'm going to get taxed on that like income tax. No, it's
Correct.
healthcare tax.
And if you got an investor visa from buying a $150,000 property and had a pension on top of that, you wouldn't report the pension to the government. You would report the investor visa to the government, and they would calculate your caja payments based on that. So it's a nuanced system, and there's no one answer
Right.
to this. You'd have to really think through how you're going to apply for residency.
All right, Aaron, I have a question for you here. This came from last time we did this back in May. We challenged people to give us more bizarre questions to answer because, we said, let's throw us a harder question or weirder question. So here is the question that came. I think it's somewhat of a softball. There are two versions of this question, so I'll let you decide which one you want to answer. Either A, what is the bug that scares you the most in Costa Rica? Or B, where is the worst place you've had a bug bite?
The worst place I've had a bug bite on my body or in the country. I would say. How do you answer that question? I have had this weird bite that happened while I was wearing a shirt. So the bug got underneath my shirt and bit my back all over. And when I took my shirt off and looked, there were welts all over the place that disappeared within 30 minutes. It was bizarre. Yeah, I've never had that happen before. And the bug I fear the most is a bullet ant, which if you get bit by a bullet ant, it feels like you've been shot by a gun. And I never want to experience that.
Agreed.
Have you? Any different answer from
I don't
you?
have any bug. I don't really have a bug phobia per se. I mean, thank God, because where my house is, like I am just surrounded by bugs. So thank God. I have more. I probably have more of a scorpion phobia than I do a bug phobia.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
the little ones hurt like hell. Just FYI.
Yeah.
And where's the worst place I've had a big bug bite? I have a pool and no one sees where I am, and I've been known to lay out at the pool sans clothing, and yeah, I have gotten a bug bite. There you go.
Okay. Maybe TMI.
Is it?
It's fine. It's Costa Rica. Pura vida.
All right.
Yeah.
One last one. This was more of a comment, which I think is a great one to end on. Go for it.
Okay. Oh, wait. On our Families in Costa Rica video, someone commented, wow, we requested it. You did it. Thanks. Costa Rica is back on our family move radar. Thank you.
That makes me happy.
Well, that's so
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, absolutely. And we would love to help you think through that potential move and figure out not only where but how to make that happen. So give us a email, hola@yourpuravida.com. We would love to hear from you. We have a bunch of resources on our website. We would love for you to check out our website, www.yourpuravida.com/links. Tons of great content there. This has been, as always, a very fun questions and answers. We still want some more. We want some more bizarre questions. People like amp it up.
Yeah, bug bites
Let's amp it up.
feels like that was the softball. Give us,
That's just another Tuesday in Costa Rica.
Exactly. Yeah. And so with that, Tuesday in Costa Rica, as always, Mr. Bailey, Pura Vida.